everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We were out and about today enjoying the beautiful weather in Texas. It's like 70 degrees. I'm freezing. Um, Hold on. Did someone just say you're late? Shame on you. And that earns you the first timeout blog ministry. Fastest ever. 20 seconds into the show. Have a great day. Have a great day. All right. So this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We talk about making more money, investing the difference, and living well. And that's what we did today. Live well. So essentially, if you're in our Wealth Wednesdays, we updated some of the dates inside of the course. We will be going over investment management firms, breaking down one of their contracts, just to kind of go over some things with you guys, because so many people get caught up and say, Erica, I'm just going to put my money in my 401k. I'm just going to put my money over here and let them handle it for me. And I want to show you how they're actually handling your money. So we'll do that inside class. All right. All right, everybody, drop that city and state in there. So listen, you see the title, you see the thumbnail, Mike Lindell, that's right, $300 million gone. And this is a lesson of the velocity of money. Now, I'm going to say this, and of course, people are like, no, his money is not 100% gone. What has occurred? Dominion Voting Machines has put a lawsuit on him for $1.3 billion. It's called one of those haymakers that will drag you through court for 20 years, right? People say, oh, Erica, that's been settled in the court, and the courts decided that, there was no wrongdoing. That's actually not true. The courts have just decided to kind of like, hey, unless you come with this or this or that, we're not going to pursue this. It just is what it is, right? Like, I have a strong feeling 5 to 10 years from now, preferably 10 years from now, just like we learned about things in the 90s and the 80s, we'll go, oh yeah, actually this was right, right? If you ask anybody, did George Bush win the election? Oh yeah, George Bush, Jr. won. Actually, he didn't, but it took like 10 years later and the people not caring anymore to be like, oh yeah, he didn't. We let the Supreme Court decide because technically Al Gore won. All right, so that's one of those things, right? So leave that in the air. That's what I'm gonna say on Dominion. But really, it wasn't the lawsuit with Dominion. What ends up happening is companies pulled his product off the shelf, $100 million worth of scheduled money. Now, what does that mean? Bed Bath & Beyond, all these Clowers, Macy's, all these companies kind of conglomerated together to pull his stuff off the shelf. Now, here's my issue with this. He has his own factory. The pillows are made and produced here. He has a very unique story. And this is one of those cases where you really want to tell this person, this is Game of Thrones, right? This is Game of Thrones. You are a proxy to another war. And I'll give you some examples of other proxies in a second. But what I want you to understand is his team every day and night, while the hype of the crackhead who's no longer a crackhead made a pillow company, they should have had contracts across the United States and internationally in hotels. First things first, as Diamond Dave and me have said on different occasions here in agreement, is like, if Donald Trump decided we're going to invest $5 million, $10 million a year in Mike Lindell pillows in the Trump hotels, that's it. He has a guaranteed 10, 15 mil from Trump hotels, right? If if he called up Hyatt, Marriott, and got at least one or two of them to give him a significant contract for the next 20 years, that's it, right? This happens all the time. Marriott hotels, Hyatt hotels, they will go put a contract in with soaps and conditioners and people, and they will have that contract, and you're good for the next 10 years. My also other problem with Mike Lindell is once you get to a certain velocity, which again, when it comes to night, like let's really go. When it comes to nighttime infomercials, on average, you make about $1 to $10 million. You have some great stories like Copper Fit and stuff that really just shoots to the moon and is forever in stores, and that person will forever get paid. But he really had a hyperbolic growth, right? And when I'm in the Wealth Wednesdays, I'll break down this contract I'm showing y'all where the company's like, oh yeah, we're going to put your money and do this with your money. And 9 times out of 10, they only work with companies who sold a business or people who are high net worth individuals. Why? Because they don't want you coming over there bothering them too much about your money or what your money's doing. They want you to have a steady, consistent income and then a possible asymmetric flow. Now, I think you guys have heard me talk about barbell method here on this channel. There's two different things, right? So there's a barbell method where you invest in a bunch of A, B properties, and on this side of the barbell, you invest in a bunch of C, D, E, F, G properties, right? More risky, but it balances out. So if this side's not doing well, this side should be doing well. If this side's not doing well, this side should be doing well, and you're balanced out over the barbell method. Another barbell method in business is you have the steady, consistent, let's say you have a plumbing company and it's steady and it's consistent. And then you do this asymmetrical thing that may just take off. You invest in some Tesla, you invest in something and it may just take off and make you a ton of money, right? So it satisfies your needs for consistency while this opportunity to soar, right? To soar. CPAC and the conservative movement and that fan base, that thought process, they are making millions and billions for people. Let's not get it twisted. I told you about Daily Wire, who makes $100 million a year, right? They, one of their advertisers counseled on them, and it's the Dollar Shave Club. They decided, hey, counsel on them. We're counseling on them, right? And so they were so pissed about it. They're like, okay, we're going to make a thing called Jeremy Razors, just to kind of be sarcastic, and it literally piggyback off of Dollar Shave Club. They've literally made $30 million within a two to 3 month window because they have the fan base, and that's the true power. So Mike Lindell at that point, if he's really well, let's just put it this way, he's taking consulting, he's taking bigger level conversations. They should have told him, hey, let's dump some of your money. Let's put $1 million in some of these like Christian-based franchises, a couple Chick-fil-A's or something. Let's take your money and put it in a hotel or two. Let's take your money and put it in something that's steady, consistent, and nobody can bother it, and it's over here and nobody tells you about it. See, Arnold Schwarzenegger can do whatever he wants and have bad movies because Arnold Schwarzenegger was a millionaire in real estate before he did his first movie. Okay? Before he did his first movie. And this is the thing. He went to the immigrant community. He was bodybuilding. He had the Hunks Moving Junks, basically. I'm just giving a condensed version of what it is. Hunks Moving Junk business, very simple service business, and took that money and was like, man, I now have enough money to work out, eat well all day. What can I do with the surplus of money? This is why LA is still 85% mom and pop landlords. And that's why all these laws they keep passing is to break that up. And you will never break that up in the most wealthiest conglomerate spot in America. You ain't breaking it up. No matter how many homeless you got over there, no matter how many issues you have, it ain't happening. So the problem with this is your product. I mean, again, this is where it comes from teams. This is where it comes from advisories. If I feel like I'm about to get the heat, hey, Mike, they're cutting our products out of Macy's and Target and all these places. $100 million is about to be sucked out of our company. Who's on his team running around calling to secure contracts to put him in other locations? Because he's just a proxy war. He's not everybody that's around Trump. It's like an easy pick off target. Cool. I'll just pick all y'all off. And what you have to realize is, prime example, the Koch brothers, Koch, the Koch brothers. They're dropping $70 million into this election each brother. Let me say that again. They're dropping $70 million each brother. So you can't come out here swinging on people who were backing Trump the first time around, right? And it went against their financial best interest. So now they will back a different person. And they just got $70 million to drop. You can't play with people like that when this is your first big company. You finally made some money. Yay, that's great. But like, you have to realize, like, even Robert F. Smith, they came and got him. The FBI was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you on what was it? Some BS about software, espionage, however you want to pull that mess. And even Robert F. Smith, who just sold his company for $1 billion, had to kind of wiggle back, like, oh, whoa. You got to understand, you are playing Game of Thrones with people who have billions of dollars. And yes, if you have a business and you're in a small town, and what do I mean small town? There's only like 310 cities in America that have over 100,000 population. So y'all can go play king whoever in millions of small towns in America. You can go out here and buy up half a small town. I was just in a small town earlier today, and it was amazing. I was laughing because there's, you know what I mean? It's like, these people gonna figure out how to make money off these old ass buildings. I was like, good for them. Good for them. So the problem is it's not only that. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to finish. They took his $100 million worth of contracts out of stores. American Express decided to cut his credit limits. Out of nowhere. Dude's been paying faithfully. Staff's been on time, never been late. American Express cuts his limits. So it's almost like it was like a three-legged stool. He had the infomercials. He had the warehouse. He had the line of credit. And he had all these contracts. And we just took two legs out of your stool. We took two legs out of your stool. What are you going to do? And this is why y'all can't, you know, when I'm out here, and this past week, I've been doing a lot of silly stuff on Instagram. I don't care if I get banned. Why? Because I got access back to my Facebook ads account and my YouTube ads. And I already know the math on, like, you can be a little silly, but what's the main thing? Keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing is I'm here to tell you to make more money because it's possible in America. You know, I can tippy toe into politics, but not really. Not unless I own 1,000 units of real estate can I start being smart mouth with people. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here loose because there are people who are bigger, better, and more well invested than you. And they laugh all the way to the bank. Okay. All right. So what was the thing I put on here? So outsiders and systems. Now, what made Mike Lindell a winner? He's an outsider. He's coming with the outside perspective, outside thought process. It's this like, oh man, you know, here, I'm gonna make these pillows because, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny about, but his whole story is he's a crackhead who found Jesus. I'm sorry, it's funny. A crackhead who found Jesus, and then he was like, my neck hurts from these bad pillows. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious about the pillows, but I'm really, it's funny. So it's got this stick to it already, right? You're already gonna get the sympathy, you know, a couple dollars from the Christian community. They're gonna throw you a few dollars, but you can always go run and grab a pillow for $5 at Target. You see what I'm saying? And so you already have that outsider late night infomercial. You grabbing that person who's sitting up late at night watching TV. They spending money recklessly anyway. You're an outsider, and what's sometimes being an outsider, you can see different parts of the market and come in and attack the marketplace. 300 million, I don't care what nobody say, is a run up of a lifetime. It's a run up of a lifetime. He had a good run. He had a lick. I make the joke from 2019 to 2021, everybody had a good fun time making money off the internet, and you didn't have to know a thing. You didn't have to know a thing. You didn't have to be well educated. You didn't have to be prepared. None of that. But what happens is when I'm sitting inside these groups and these masterminds, it's the systems. Because even with the company I'm going to go over in Wealth Wednesday that offered this contract, you have natural tendencies as a person. I'm going to use this as an example today, and people may get mad. I was in Terry E. Gioma's stock trading Facebook group. And there were like 120 people who were like, somebody posted a post, oh man, I bought Terry's class and I haven't done anything with it in the past 2 years. Anybody else? 120 people. I was like, no, I've never done anything in it. Oh my God, I never did anything either. And this one guy's like, I shouldn't have wasted my disposable income. And this one girl said, did you think they were going to put money in a stock account for you and teach you how to trade stocks? There's no way, not for $2,500. And what's funny about it is that's the nature of people. There are people out there spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on stock trading. Like I have all the ads on my YouTube so I can see other people's ads, and it's nonstop night and day ads, commercials for stock trading classes. For people teaching technical trading, people teaching this type of trading, people teaching swing trading. And when people sit here and make these excuses, years down the road, what I've learned is people will literally be on autopilot until the boat burns. I mean, and that's what Mike Lindell was doing. He was kind of on autopilot. And people buy the course, open the year. Yeah, conditions have changed, the market has changed, stuff has changed. But that's an example of a lot of people, right? They're kind of on autopilot. And I think Mike Lindell got caught up for a minute. And I don't want to go too nerdy on y'all, but I love Game of Thrones. I love Star Wars. I love all this stuff, sci-fi stuff, because they do. And especially the best classic is Dune, not these new Dunes, the 1984 version. when, you know, the kings and queens are trying to maintain power, it's like, well, I'm not going to fight you directly because that's too obvious that I'm jealous of you. I got a problem with you. I've had this happen in my own life. You know, the other person never fights me directly. They send somebody else to fight me. And I'll be like, wait a minute, why are me and you fighting? You have nothing to do with this. You have nothing to do with this. Why are you fighting with me? And what you realize is there's a lot of proxy war going on where somebody put a bug in someone's ear and sent them your way. So Mike Lindell got a battery put in his back to go out here and be like, I'm an American business owner. Anything's possible in America. Yeah, but you can't be that loud, brother. You're not invested enough. So you got a lot of old blue bloods out here who are, and I'll be very honest, I know several Black online entrepreneurs that make a lot of money, and we've sat in rooms at these masterminds and, you know, got NDAs signed and all this stuff, and they're very Republican and put money behind it. Shit, some of them in Atlanta, okay? Like, and so I'm sitting there like, see, I wish I could snitch, but I can't, right? And what I learned out of this, they were comfortable doing that because they put so many systems and money behind their stuff. I showed y'all the other day that girl thought she was killing it on your leisure, and she just wanted a bag. She's not even thinking long term. She's like, my children can do anything they want to do. No, this ain't. I don't think y'all understand how this works. Your parents make a giant bag. You're gonna figure out how to be within that structure. If you guys have seen where I bought on Dylan Vanderpool out of Panama, he was working in banking and he was so gun-ho for banking for like almost 20 years of his life. But what he realized, every time he would move to different banks, because he's from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then he went to different countries. Now he's in Panama. His wife's one of the highest Black attorneys in Panama, right? But he's in the bank and he's talking to this girl and she really doesn't care about banking. He's like, well, why are you in banking? He's like, oh, well, I got to be here X amount of years to unlock my trust. He said, what? You know, like deep level conversation with several of these kids in this bank are only here to facilitate 2 to 5 years of working in a structured system so they can understand, one, if they want to further working in banking, and two, to unlock their trust that pays for their college, that pays for their future, that pays for unlimited living. And he said the attitude they had when they came in there, they're there to work, but they ain't stressed like you and me. You and me run around like, oh my God, oh my God. And so he lost his love a little bit for banking because he realized the more he went around in banking, every single bank had somebody's cousin in it, somebody's family member in it. And he's in high level banking. He's in the, I mean, again, y'all already know the story of Dylan. You already know, you can go watch the old videos. But what happened to him in 2020 is when he saw that, he's like, man, I really can't outgrow the company's cousin in a bank. It just ain't gonna happen. They'll always look out for her, or look out for him, or look out for whoever. And so what he ended up doing is he started a chain of grocery stores. He was like, this way my kids will always have grocery stores. Because you know why? Dylan's parents had grocery stores in the Virgin Islands, and they lived different than everybody else because they had grocery stores. What is something people always need? Groceries. What is something that keeps moving, whether it's a pandemic or whatever? Groceries. There you go. Queen Elizabeth had the Queen of Scots killed via her advisors. Yeah. I'm never putting my hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna send somebody else to do it. Again, so Mike Lindell, if you go ask American Express, why did you cut my limits? We've always paid on time. We've never had a problem. Oh, it's just a decision we made. They ain't never gonna tell you, hey, we had to shut you up. You're doing too much. We had to put a little on you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. And so I had a note in here. Prime example. So I'm gonna give you the proxies that are getting hit right now. And this is part of why when I left, and this, I'm gonna tell you all the way back. I'm gonna go all the way back for a little bit. When I was working for John Edwards and the John Edwards campaign and John Kerry campaign, and I was excited. I was college. They sent us out. We're working in different cities. We're going to South Carolina, Charleston, Virginia. We're going all these places. And then it came time for the real big level campaign stuff. And they were like, hey, we're going to pull kids from these schools: Duke, University of Chapel Hill, Wake Forest. Well, me and all my team are sitting here from East Carolina. The kids over here are all sitting over there from some small school, I think Garner Webb. We've been working our butts off to get these positions, and they just came in and told us, hey, yeah, no, we're only gonna pull from these top schools. Sorry about that. I was sitting there like, damn. Well, then I worked in North Carolina House of Representatives. I worked in city council in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And you're working for people, you realize they're choosing be a proxy wars, certain people to have certain categories to say, everybody on my team is from the top schools in North Carolina. Everybody from my team is on the top this or whatever. And so what ends up happening is they got to hand out the party favors, and you just might not be in the party favor. All right. We had one friend, she ended up going to work for, what's that old racist that died? Jesse Helms in North Carolina. She got a picture on her wall where his hand is on her shoulder. She's sitting there like what the fuck? And it's one of those moments where you realize they're handing out party favors, but if you're not lined up right, you're not gonna get it, right? It's all proxy. And so the prime example I can give of this, past my little pity party of me not being able to go do DC campaigning on many levels, is Carrie Lake and Omarosa. I'm gonna start with Omarosa. Okay, Omarosa. When Omarosa was cutting up in the White House, and again, this is where having a team of outsiders, it can help you get in, but it may not help you stay. So Trump's pulling all these random outsiders to come in and act like he's having a diverse cabinet, because really you can't trust anybody on the inside. And again, his vice president, key person, been on the inside for years. He's a whatever. So Omarosa's like getting fired. Well, Omarosa, because she's an outsider, thinks, well, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna go to gossip magazine route. I'm gonna be it girl. That is thinking too low, Omarosa. That's hood shit. We don't do that in DC. Before Omarosa was getting out the door, they said, come here. We got a little meeting with you. Come here. Omarosa comes in. They're like, listen, we got a position for you over here in DC. You'll be in somebody's office. You really ain't got to work that hard. You're going to get about $200K a year. Okay, you're going to get a stipend. We're going to move you over there, give you extra $50K moving bonus. And we're going to set you up over there out of the spotlight. You good. We got you. Now, Omarosa's so silly, she recorded that conversation. She recorded and she write a book. Do you think Omarosa is getting anywhere further now? I saw her just come out and do another interview. Omarosa, that's not how it worked, baby. You shut out forever now. You shut out forever because you didn't want to play the game. The game is, I'm going to give you $200K and you sit down over there somewhere. Go be quiet over there. When Huckabee's daughter was over here working, they just slid Huckabee daughter back to Arkansas, and now she Governor Huckabee. Right? Now she went to the White House. You saw she did that, right? She left Arkansas. She ain't got that kind of role, right? She's just the daughter of a governor. They sent her over here. Now she over here working for the White House. Okay? They slide the Huckabee daughter back over here. And now she Governor Huckabee. Why was that? Because it was one of those, I gave you a little something. We're going to make sure you get where you're trying to go. Right? Because off your daddy's back, you can't win Arkansas again. You don't got enough clout. Right? Just slid her on over. What happened to Cheney's children? Y'all keep it moving. Your daddy got all this money with BlackRock, but the daughters just slid into unique positions. They got all the way in Wyoming. They all the way in the middle of nowhere. Just slid them on in. Right? Period. Slid them on in. Another person, Carrie Lake, she is about to learn the lesson of Mike Lindell, and I love her. I think she's amazing. I love her story. Black people, listen, if you see her pictures of her and her family, she's the only child that look a little half black. It's questionable. She keep her hair cut short so you can't see the curls. It's a little questionable. I'll give her a little Negro over there possibly. He got 6 blonde, blue-eyed daughters, and then a random Carrie Lake, very tan. It's very, very questionable. So now she in Arizona. She done built up the ground level outsider energy. And let's just be honest. Again, I believe she won. I believe that's why you're seeing all this kind of like the governor they do have now has done stepped down. There's a lot of courts saying, hey, we have video of people tampering with the voting machines, but we can't overturn an election off that. Right? You had the guy who had to sign the bill. He said, listen, they came in here and told me if I don't sign this paperwork, they're going to arrest me for obstruction of election. I can't do that. And so he's on record saying, under duress, I'm signing this bill. I'm signing this paperwork to say this girl won governor because if not, I'm going to be arrested and my children matter. So he signs it. He's like literally crying as he does it on the camera. Now, years later, it's proven, hey, there was some funny business. She might have won. And the governor they slid her from out of nowhere. And she now is stepping down. Carrie Lake is doing an interview with Value Entertainment. And she said, yeah, before I came out here, somebody came to my house and told me, listen, I need you not to run next year. We got this job for you. We can put you in DC, right? You can leave Arizona. We'll give you this really nice money. We'll give you whatever benefits. You tell me whatever you need. And she's listening to this person. The reason she won't say this person's name, she says they're a friend. She realizes they're just a messenger. They sent somebody that she knows, because why would you open your door to a stranger? She opened the door of her house to a friend that she thinks is a friend, right? In political circles. And she's talking to him and she's like, I'm not going to do it. Go ahead and leave. I'm going to run. And he turns around before he leaves her house and he says, listen, name your price. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, it doesn't matter the amount of money. What will it take for you not to run? I can't leave your house empty-handed. Tell me something. Y'all, when I heard her say that, I literally felt tears for her because I said, Karen, I don't think you understand. You playing with people that can play for years. You playing with people that don't mind wiping you off the table. Like, this is Game of Thrones in real life. And so to me, if I was Carrie Lake, I'd be like, hey, drop me 10 mil today. You know, I think I need 10, 15 mil today. And they were like, name his name. And she's like, I know it's not him. They sent him because why else would I open my front door? I wouldn't open my front door if it wasn't him. You see what I'm saying? So they sending your own friends to tell you, Karen, I can't leave your house empty-handed. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I need you to tell me something. And so she out here on TV just, I can't believe they sent someone. And, you know, David Beck-Carroll don't understand the game because he trying to be big. He bought a minor ownership in Brooklyn Nets and all that stuff, but he don't really get the game. Like, he was in the military and he thinks he can have a future in politics or something like that, but really he can't. Not at the level he wants. And when I heard her say that, I literally teared up, y'all, because I thought, Karen, honey, you about to have an accident. Honey, you about to have a slip and fall somewhere. You about to have the brakes not working in your car. Girl, you better tell them if they people send somebody else to your house, you better be like, yes, I will take $10 million. You better tell them something. I don't know what number you need to come up with, but if somebody looks you in your face as you ask them to leave your house because you get ready to go to the airport, you know what I'm saying? If they ask you, what do you need? You better say something so outrageous that they have to go ask somebody about it. You got to be like, you know, Diamond Dave said 20 million, but I got to be like $30 million and just, you know, send them out the door, because now if he goes back and tells them, hey, she said $30 million, if somebody come back with $30 million, Karen, you better shut up. You better be quiet. Them people really ain't playing. Because I felt bad for her. I said, ooh, girl, you about to lose a kneecap and you don't even know. And so these are things that are called proxy wars. Okay. This proxy wars. It is not you. I just have to remove every single person off the table from around this man Trump. And several of his candidates, if you notice that he helped get into the office, they've been like real quiet, like, hey man, I support him from over there. I'll be quiet, right? Like, let's even keep it, you know, not to be this completely 100% political and not a money show, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she's still in her same office. She never left her office. So McCartney been in there 90 days, and it's a big deal to walk down the hallway and kick somebody out their office. It's a historical big thing. So all of a sudden it came out of the news, yeah, we want him out of here. Everybody's like, dang, you want him out of here? That's kind of crazy. He's like, you know why? Because Nancy Pelosi's still in her office. And whoever we bring in here, we coming to kick Nancy out of her office. Do y'all understand how much power that is, that you are no longer the speaker and the next person is so scared of you, they won't come ask you to get the hell out of their office? Do y'all understand that's all Washington D.C. is getting people up out of their space? Like, hey, oh, yeah, I'm the new director. Get up out of here. Have a great day. Goodbye. That's all it is. It's a moving chair thing. You know what I'm saying? And so my biggest thing I want y'all to understand, the reason, you know, this week I cut up on Instagram. I was a cut up, but I was on the phone with my friend. He's like, okay, next week, Erica, we go back to business. We go back to business. All next week I say, you're right. I know. I got a little carried away, because what happens is you think you can come out here and play in certain levels, and you can't. And I know better because I used to work in these offices. I forgot myself for a second. If you want to go in one of these little small towns, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go in one of these little small towns and you want to be the mayor, be on city council, buy up a bunch of property. I know 3 people right now in my life whose fathers are mayors in towns. Now the town only got 3,000 people, but they are the mayor of that town. Okay, I know somebody who's the father is the mayor of a town of 1,000 people, but he is the mayor. Okay, and so if you don't understand, it's a big deal. I'm the mayor. Okay, but a mayor with no teeth is not a good place to be. Now, what does that mean? Mike Lindell, if I was Mike Lindell, if I was, and I know he got some more money, right? You know what I'm saying? I know he got some more money. If he got, 50 mil over here, over there, he hit some of it, whatever. Whoever's on his team needs to tell him, we need to invest these in some other franchises that don't have your face on it. You don't have your name on it. Go put a bunch of money in some Nashville hot chicken franchises or something quiet. So your money keep rolling, but your face ain't in it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we don't need your face in it. And this should be enough of a slap on the hand. When somebody take $100 million in contracts from you all at one time for multiple retailers all at once, to me, that's enough of a sign for me to go sit down. Because you really ain't got it like that. I don't think people understand when they go on the East Coast. The reason people go west is like, go west, young man, make your fortune. Not there. It's a big empty space out west. You can go do anything in little small towns. Same thing here in Texas. You can go 40 minutes outside of Austin and make your name in a small town. Okay? And it won't matter. It won't matter. There's a place called Bay City, Texas. It's an hour and 20 minutes outside of Houston. We got 3 friends right now building 319 unit apartment buildings from the ground up, making a ton of money in some town that you like, I ain't never heard of that. Yeah, it don't matter. Because you can be the big dog in somebody else's town. I've already told people, I said, if for my family to kind of be put back in the rankings, I would go back to my hometown and I live there, but not necessarily, but go buy, 50 to 100 properties and then not use the local property management, start my own property management company, because they're going to be pissed. They're going to be like, who is this person dropping money in town, not using our property management companies? And you just immediately push your family back up in the name rank. It happens all the time, y'all. It's not, you can go in some of these small little Augusta, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, and you buy up 30 properties in town. Now everybody want to come see you. Like, hi. Say what you want about Sam Bankman-Friedman. He did it the right way. I mean, I'm not saying now stealing people money, that is not right. That's not what I mean. But he played the chess game. He went and dropped money with all Republicans and all Democrats. He put his company's name on stadiums. He put stars in front of the TV. So they had this giant marketing campaign of this company that unfortunately had some funny business, right? And so now when the charges, they give this man 300 charges, well, now you're down to daggone 15 charges. Because all the other charges had to start coming off because people did what? Start making them phones ring. Hey, just take that off. They tried to say, well, we don't want all these charities to have to give the money back from Sam Bankman-Fried. But at the same time they're saying charities, they also gave a pass to all political campaigns. Why? Because no political campaign is going to give you 5, 10, 15, 20 million back a year before an election year. It ain't happening. It's already spent. It's already in the machine. It's already going. So this is why when people say, Game of Thrones and all this and stuff, I'm like, they're spreading the money around. They're playing the networking game. And people like Omarosa, people like Mike Lindell and Carrie Lake, and all these people playing these outside proxy wars, they don't understand, baby, you can get moved off the table anytime. You're not financially strong enough or connected enough. Now, prime example, Diamond Dave did a great review of Dumb Money. I even told y'all from the perspective of, you see what they had to do. The Jewish guy who now is part owner of not the Brooklyn Nets, but Dallas Mavericks. I think is it Dallas Mavericks? He's partial owner of somebody's team. But he when he lost $1 billion 2 days in a row, he made a phone call. How many of y'all can make a phone call to somebody you lose $1 billion 2 days in a row? Hey man, help me out. And then you still come out on top and still turn around and go put your money in a sports team. That's the biggest network table slide you just saw. Oh, okay. Well, since you took the heat for this, let me just slide you on over here. You good over there now, right? Everybody that all of a sudden the court case got dismissed at the end of all that humbug with Dumb Money, right? They were in the wrong, They did some slick stuff, but none of their people took a hit. It was a proxy war. They let Melvin Capital be. I remember watching CNBC that day, y'all. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. And literally the network guy, the young guy that was in the movie, he actually participated in the movie. He was up there and he was like, listen, you guys, like, these are real people. You know, this isn't a game. You know, Melvin Capital, they're good people over there. I mean, he literally was like sensitive. He was so sensitive. He was like, you know, Melvin Capital doesn't deserve this. He's on CNBC talking about how a hedge fund doesn't deserve something because he knows those people personally. And he's shocked that they're losing and they can't save their own friends. That's why I tell y'all all this stuff with this investing in these venture capital, it's who knows who. It's just they just happen to be in the office. They happen to slide information to each other, right? There you go. Listen, you already know what time it is. Elon Musk. Why did Elon Musk buy Twitter? Because they told him he better do it and quit playing with them. Because he came over there to do a hostile takeover, you know, just kind of throwing money, playing around. But when he got so far down the rabbit hole, they were like, okay, slide the cards out from under the table. Go ahead, you do it now. Since you want to play games, you do it. And so then he had to buy it. It's worthless. Now he wants everybody at Twitter to pay money to be on Twitter. They ain't gonna use it like that. Now the only hope he has with this Twitter thing, right, is fall football. You know, people are blowing it up. Commentators are talking on it. But the other part of that is next year's an election year. That's the last hope for Twitter, is the election year. That's it. And so when you come in these spheres trying to play with people, you got to be careful. You don't know who you playing with. That's why I be telling people, I'm like, I can go make money in real life because all you're doing is literally, when I talk about these service businesses and I talk about some of these small towns and just making sure your name is on certain plates, that's a real thing, y'all. I'm going to a couple banquets this fall. And I got fitted for my dresses. I got fitted for my suits. But the real thing is I went to events, y'all. I paid good money. I'm there. And I realized all these three people are connected. And the older black man had to tell them to come talk to me. Because, see, they were just talking among themselves. I couldn't even get in a conversation. I'm standing there patiently. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then the black guy goes, hey, she's here in Austin. We should talk to her about doing work here in Austin. He had to come push me into this conversation because this conversation was a $1 billion conversation. Because I don't know if y'all been paying attention to what's going on financially right now, but there are several of these apartment complexes that are going under. And why are they going under? People have miswrote the underwriting. Some people try to do fundy syndication deals. Brett Sumrock, someone I've done reviews on here on this channel, went to his events. He's done lost 5 companies in a row now, 5 apartment buildings in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are these kind of people now who are like, oh, oof, we got to come back and we got to buy some of these buildings and fix them up with taxpayer money. You're not going to just come over there and say, hey, America, and I want to come do this right now. Well, who vouched for you? Who vouched for you? Do you understand what's happening there? I hear y'all like if this whole I'm a lone wolf and I'm gonna go out here on my own and do all these things. That's not how society works at all. That's why I laugh when y'all, even on the internet, it don't work that way. Even on the internet, y'all. Let me be very clear with y'all. These people have partnered up even on the internet, right? 5, 6 people deep, referring each other. Graham Stephan, Lewis Howes, Kevin not Kevin Samuels. Oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. Kevin, meet Kevin. What's the other 2 white guys? There are 2 other white guys in the group. And they had a cabal, y'all, in 2018, 2017. So this is not a oh, it just happened. They just hit the lottery. They just hit the no, they were in a cabal together. They were in a cabal together. Meet Kevin and the other 2, Matt Jack or whatever dude out of that, they were in a cabal. Like, they have a picture of them riding bikes at a mastermind in 2017. Turn back to the camera smiling like, hey, we're all just happen to be here. So again, when people think these things just magically happen and these YouTube channels just blow up on their own and what are you talking about? And no, all this stuff is networking. All this stuff is group pushing. These things don't just miraculously happen out of nowhere. That's why when people come to my channel, I consistently push them, because I know, listen, if one of us hits, you'll sprinkle down on me. I appreciate it, right? Or if my ads hit the right way, now everybody who was underneath me, they're gonna reap the benefits of me hitting the skyrocket, right? So again, this whole lone wolf, I'm never gonna marry, I'm just gonna be out here by myself, random. Cool, good luck with that. Never gonna partner with anybody in business. Good luck with that. I've seen how it works and how it don't work. So what can we learn from this? Ultimately, how can we make money from this? Any business you start, you should have, again, we talked about this again, sales, fulfillment, accounting. There should have been a team at Mike Lindell's office somewhere. No matter where he's running the world, hopping on jets, flying all over the place, no matter where he is, there should have been a team fighting tooth and nail deep for him to be. I mean, you ought to be everywhere you go. There's a damn Mike Lindell pillow. Everywhere you go, there should have been a Mike Lindell pillow. Every hotel, he should have had all the cheap hotels with Mike Lindell pillows, something. And so if he couldn't do that, if he didn't have a team to do that, he never needed to be outside proxy warring for Trump. Never. Listen, right now, a silent takeover happened in conservative radio. Many of y'all don't know about it and probably don't care. It is Dana Loesch. She took over all Rush Limbaugh stuff. Who did they want to take over Rush Limbaugh stuff? An Italian half-black dude called Dan Berzino. He is Italian. Like he keeps his hair a certain way, so you think he's Italian, but you look at him, you're like, sir, you're a Negro. I can see it in your face. I know it. You may be Italian plus something, but your last name's Italian. Your mama may be Italian, but your daddy was black. He wanted to take over that spot. It was never going to happen, sir. Never going to happen. Dana had been dug in too deep. She slid over and worked with Glenn Beck. Then she left Glenn Beck. Then she slid over here, slid over there. She was all these groups. They made sure to put somebody they could just slide into the. There you go. We're gonna slide her into Rush Limbaugh slots. There you go. Boom. Because that's how it works. Do you know what I'm saying? They slide you into slots because you've already built the whole circle of the cabal, and they just slide you into the slot. Okay. So I mean, I hope that made sense, but a lot of this stuff, now you're going to say, Erica, what does this have to do with making money? What does it have to do with affiliate marketing? What does it have to do with digital marketing? You can take the cash money you make from online, right? You can take the cash money you make from online, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and put it into real things. Into real things. Now, what does that mean? Real things. You could put it into real estate. You could put it into dividends. You could put it into assets. I'm going to go over a lot of that stuff in Wealth Wednesdays because I think it's important to kind of hit it. But I'm going over a contract from a company who's like, oh yeah, just give us your money. And I'm like, let me show you what they're putting your money into. And I'm going to break it down and show it over there. But what I really want y'all to understand is the key part of all of this is, okay, make the money. You should keep your eye on this thing. This is the thing that makes you the money, but you should be getting advisory along the way. And I'm the same with it. I go to different investor groups and different masterminds and meetups. I've even joined this kind of legendary because of a mastermind. And it was like, if what you're doing has you here, what will it take to get you to the next level? Whatever thinking you've been doing has gotten you here. Whatever task, habits, and systems you have has gotten you here. If you want to be here, not saying sell your soul or do anything crazy, but what does it take for you to what do you need to let go of? And what do you need to put in its place? And that's what a lot of people are learning the hard way. Mike Lindell included. That 300 million, you're not going to play with the Koch brothers. You're not going to play with a lot of people. Ross Perot learned the hard way as well. Like, bro, you almost a billionaire, but you can't come out here one man fighting sword by yourself. You have to work within these groups. Now, people may disregard this comment for a second, but how did George Bush Jr. win? Right? He didn't win Florida. Like, we can let that go. It's 20 years removed. They already did the data. He didn't win. Okay. The Supreme Court chose him. And that's fine. That's history. That's what it is. And then George Bush Jr. didn't even really win against John McCain. We edged him out, and that's another conversation. But let me stop because I can go real deep political for years. I'm gonna be careful. I want to say this. You can't be a one-man island. You have to build a coalition. So George Bush, the guy with the big head, what's his name? Oh God, I forgot it for a second. Super big head, half bald, annoying. He said, listen, we don't need to win over the blacks, the Latinos, the Asians, anybody. We just need 10%, a solid 10 to 15% from each group. And what we will call it is the Big Tent. We'll have a bunch of black people out here in the camera. We'll have some Latinos in the camera. We'll have some Asians. And we'll say, look at all these people here for George Bush Jr. It's a big tent. Karl Rove. Thank you. Karl Rove. The mastermind, the baby genius is what they called him. We'll have this big tent. Okay? And we'll call it a Big Tent Coalition. Right? That is essentially how a lot of life works. We get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit. Like everybody in your team ain't gonna be doing the exact same thing. You may know a bunch of accountants, but unless all the accountants are coming together to push the forward to make a big movement for accounting in their city, unless 3 accountants are like, yo, let's split our marketing budget with each other. Let's just take over the city, right? It's hard to get that. Now you may get a judge, an accountant, a doctor, and a this all to be friends, and then they take over a city. That's more likely. But that's the ideal is that whole George Bush Big Tent coalition. We just need 10% of all these people from these different parts. And the problem with silos here on the internet and in business and in life is you're getting away from the Big Tent. Now, can you make money in the silo? Can you make money? Like, can you be Daily Wire making $100 million? For sure. But you won't get out of certain things. So what is this? I just started the series Ballers. Yeah. Why do you think I became NIL certified? And I tell y'all how to become NIL certified. It's because there's going to come a point where there's some kid I may interact with in these travels. And then I'm trying to navigate a room and I'm trying to talk to people and realize, oh, okay. Right. I see how I need to navigate. Right. And it starts from having a base of power. Now we went to an event and it was like everybody went to this one room and there was only 20 people in this other room. And it was kind of embarrassing for the speakers because dang, like everybody left to the other speaking event. And we went up at the end and they were freely talking to everybody because it was such a small event. And I said, oh yeah, and I looked at my phone. This is how your girl did it. I sat there, I looked on my phone. I saw he was from East Carolina graduate. He's in Charleston, but he's originally grew up in North Carolina. I got up there first thing I said, oh man, I'm from North Carolina, military parents. I also went to ECU. Oh, I love Charleston. I really love it. He's like, oh, listen, give me your number right now. Talk to his business partner, tell him the same thing. Listen. Anything your family needs in North Carolina, you call me. What you need? What are you looking for? You need a bank? You need a bridge loan? What do you need? You need insurance? What do you need? All I did was not be lazy, sit in this event, look at my phone, look on LinkedIn, see we have the same character, same life. The only difference between thee and them is they have entrenched themselves in that Charleston base. They know everybody I need to know. That's why when people say, oh, I'm gonna do all this and all that, listen, you just need to go to 1 or 2 events and there's probably 3 people in there that know everybody you will ever need to know. And because he's a 60-something-year-old older white man, he's gonna go do all the legwork. When I go tell the bank I need this, and he's gonna be my bond coverer. Oh yeah, I got her. Her bond's covered with us. And that's how those things usually work. See, that's why when people try to sell you that you're going to be working 10, 12, 15 hours in your business every single day, grinding on your business. See, that's not true. That's very much a blue collar, self-employed mindset. When you actually get in some of these rooms, the bigger thing is, hey, I got this thing I work on, this company I own, but I really want to invest my money in this real estate over here. Oh, well, come on in. Let's talk. Come on in over here. Let's do all this talking. Let me introduce you to all these people in this room. It's a different way they run things, y'all. And a lot of people, you'll never take the first step of building your little business over here, right? So give Mike Lindell his props. But you have to think bigger than that. You got to think bigger than a pillow. Yeah, the pillow is important. The staff that's over the pillow is important. Having a spider web octopus money hands of pillows all over the United States and every hotel is the goal, right? Because then they can't just, oh, let me just knock you out of these five stores and now you're broke. Oh, let me call American Express and knock your credit limits out. Now you're broke. That's the stuff y'all don't realize. That's how they doing it out here. Let me see real quick. Carl Rove, yeah, masterclass. What got you here won't get you there. That is a book for a reason. He thought he was going to win a congressional seat in Maryland. That didn't happen. Yeah. See, that my whole thing is like, baby, you're Italian. You know, even if you're a mixed Italian, you need to go be where Italians can push you into office. Don't do that, Journey Jasmine. Yeah, we know. Listen, come on now. We know noses and ears. Like, baby, I see you. I had to drive 5 hours to another state today, and I listened to you the whole day. Thanks for the time and knowledge you dropped. Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate you. You could stand my voice for 5 hours. God bless you. I appreciate you all the way. All the way. My grandma used to tell me to shut up in the house. And, you know, she'd be like, I know you're smart, baby. Hush. Society is just a bunch of clicks. You have to ensure you're in the right woman. Yeah, this is why when people try to tell me, that's why I tried to show the video the other day. I know the internet's been messing up. The number one determining factor, other than child abuse and you beating your child, is you putting your child in a certain neighborhood. Because from when they leave your house to they walk to the school, they're encountering adults. Their eyes are observing situations, how people live. This is why when people saw my brother and he was trying to hang out with these gang members, this guy said, dude, you live over there. Your mom drives this kind of car. You live in this type of house. You come from this type of family. What are you doing over here? There's this bad marketing of like hood culture, and people go searching for it and get in trouble. So you have to understand, you have to be careful who you allow your children around, what you let them listen to, because it creates the framework of what they think is normal. Nah, this ain't normal. I don't know if you ever listen to Don Peoples. Don Peoples' wife is white. It's what it is. And she's Russian, right? And they've been together forever, long, 40 years or whatever. And he's met every single president since Carter, or they've been over his house for dinner. And he told his wife was like, whatever. And everybody in the audience is like, what? That's a big deal. So you have to be careful who you sitting around, because then they'll sit there and play like that ain't a big deal. That's a big deal, brother. How many Negroes can say they've had every single president from Carter at their house? Not many. And his father and mother divorced when he was 5. But his mother said, if I can put him around enough people, he will think this is normal. He will think this is normal. So that's what she did. She had him always at the White House. She had him always in politics. She had him when he won like top eligible student award. He got an award from the vice president, right? Like, it became so normal for him, for Don Peoples to fall off and do anything other than to be around certain type of excellence would make no sense. This is why when people sit here and say, well, I'm just an everyday average Joe, baby. You know, I'm like, okay, careful what you say. Yeah, you'll be that. Let me see what you say. Great broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you, Diamond Dave, for $5 super chat. Arnold made most money on Twins. Studio didn't want to hire him for comedy, so he took the piece of the movie. There you go. Arnold won't play either. You won't about to play with Arnold money. Let me see what's the other one. Something I saw earlier. Y'all said, you're so right with people knowing the game. Remember the vocal. Oh, yeah. Alexia Ocasio-Cortez. When she first got to DC, she pissed Nancy Pelosi off and got removed from some committees. Yeah, Nancy's like, listen, you barely won your district by less than 800 votes. Girl, you better shut your mouth. You better hush, or I'll get you up out of here. I'll slide you right up out of here today. Twitter will be fine. Listen, oof. Power means you call the shots in proxy wars. You're not on the battlefield. Bing, bing, bing. So many people want to be out here fighting and slinging. Nah, man. No, thank you. When I went to CPAC and they sat there and told every black person in that room, and there were some Latino people in there, black and Latino, we need 2,075 minority candidates across the United States. They weren't playing. They weren't playing with us. They literally looked us down like, listen, we need about 2,075 minority candidates with Republican views out here fighting for us. And I looked around and I'm looking at Brandon Tatum. I'm looking over at 4 or 5 other black people from YouTube. I'm like, did you just hear that? Did they just come pitch us like this? I've been pitched by cool conservatives right here in Texas. Hey man, we could put about 2-3 million behind you in the campaign. Have you thought about running in Georgetown? Have you thought about it? You're like, no, I haven't. Who would you want me to run against? They showed me the one Democrat out of the whole city council of Republicans, the one Democrat, a Latino man, a business owner. Nah, I want to go up against him, y'all. He got a whole family. He got a real big business out here in Texas. He can outlast the campaign with me. I'm good on that. Y'all gonna have me out here looking sounding stupid as hell. I'm not doing that. Twitter is dead money. Bro paid billions for a free porn. But Diamond Dave, if you look how they did that, when he was playing that game, like he was trying to do a hostile takeover so he can have stay on their board, they were like, nah, you gonna take it over for real now. Let me see what you do with it. You just put money in my friend's pocket. He gonna go off and go do something else. They ain't playing with him. Listen, I'm gonna keep saying Macon. I have over 15 students who have bought properties in Macon for my tax lien course. I know what I know. They're gonna have you people living in Pelican Bay. They're gonna have y'all there making. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Go read up on Sam Bankman-Fried and parents. Okay, they really doing it. Come on. I wouldn't be shocked. He won't go to jail. That's the crazy part. He will not go to jail. Because listen, the powers that be are over Mitch McConnell. Because if you know anything about Kentucky and its pension system right now, whew, because what happened is the girl they had that was I hate to say girl, I'm not being disrespectful. She was a doctor. She was a lifelong Kentuckian. She was a perfect candidate for Kentucky. She was like, poor country girl becomes a doctor, is well invested and well campaigned in Kentucky. And them Kentuckians, like she lost by like a couple thousand. And I said, do you understand that girl was about to come in there and make y'all open up them books on them pensions? That's why Mitch McConnell won again. And I'm not even from Kentucky, and I saw that shit. I said, y'all understand that girl ran on, we gonna get these books in Kentucky straight. And all the poor people like, yeah, let's get these books straight. And the big money, the old money in them hedge funds said, oh no, she about to make us open these pension books? Oh no. Let's put the money on Mitch McConnell. He half dead, but at least he won't make us open these pension books. Because they done been through enough lawsuits already. They already done exposed, they had a whole black man, which I know he a proxy. The black man sold them, $205 million in these bad trades and options. I don't believe it. Get out of here. Not in Kentucky. You're lying. And so you can go back and watch American Greed and all this stuff on Kentucky for yourself and a few pension stuff on YouTube. But long story short, this black man just disappeared out of sight. Can't find him anywhere. Like he just disappeared off the map with his $30 million fee. Again, there's a whole reason Mitch McConnell has been kept in that position. Because anybody else is about to be like, why is Kentucky so poor? Yet we've been making millions and millions and millions off of our resources, off our land, off this basketball. What's about to happen in Kentucky? The pension funds. It's about to be a mess. It's about to be a mess. Listen, you already seen it. Karen about to have a leg cramp. Erased ain't even the word. She about to slide right off the mat and she don't know it. Come on. Listen, they always be finding black people in random places. Like that black man in Colorado. The neighbors harassing him, the local police harassing him, all the news on social media, they had to release him from jail. Baby, at that point, for me, I'm going to go figure out where I can go be. I'm not going to be in that town. I'm not going to be in that town because he didn't get on the news enough for me. I was like, sir, unless you're going to get on the news every day, don't do it. Listen, Carrie Lake, I'm like, when I watched that interview, I said, oh, honey, when that man turned around twice, like, go watch her say it, y'all. She's so stupid. She don't even realize what he told her. What will it take? I can't leave here empty handed. If your friend that you felt comfortable enough to let them in your house while you packing and you talking and drinking wine, and they looking you dead in your eye, telling you, baby, what, I can't leave your house empty handed. They trying to save your life. That to me, I'm like, the black spidey sense was like, all right, shit, 40 million. Can I name a school after me or something? I'm gonna come up with a crazy list that's so outrageous. It take him a couple days to call me back, but I'm not gonna let him leave my house and be like, I will never not run. No, I'm gonna tell him something because they sent him, and she knows it. She even said it. Yeah, I can tell he's a messenger. Yeah, baby, that was the message to save your life. They sent it with a friend first. Okay, come on, baby, don't be stupid. This still cracked me up. That ain't enough, Diamond Dave. She need more. Let me see. Let's see. Nope. Keep your hands clean. 48 laws of power always. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I got all y'all comments. I think I did. All right, I think I got most of what y'all asked in here. Let me see. Did I get everybody? I think I did. Did I get one more super chat? My bad. My bad. Oh, Lordy. Can't be a one-trick pony out here in these streets. Yeah, you can't. Can't. Especially if you got 300 million. You better put that money somewhere. Tech to me has been like pro training in regards to communicating effectively with stakeholders and other authorities. So when it comes to talking to banks, it'll be cakewalk. Yeah. Again, most of these startups, these venture capital situations that y'all came across, it ain't nothing but people all that work together. They all that work together, they talking with each other. Opportunities slide across the desk. Frontline did a documentary on KY pension. Yeah, you about to see a bunch of this pension stuff happen all across the United States. Bid for assets. But that's what I have for y'all. Again, stay the main thing on the main thing. Stay focused. Don't lose track of what you're supposed to be focused on. Go watch Game of Thrones. Go read 48 Laws of Power. Go be smart. If somebody asks you what it takes to get you up out of somewhere, you better tell them some dollar price and get up out of there. That's what you better do if you're smart. But in the meantime, this is the kind of country where you can build a great business online from the ground up and take your money and keep putting it right back where you want to put it. You don't have to do nothing else. Just stay focused because, hey, it's that time. All right, you guys, this is your Erica from the Classic Clown blog. Be safe out here. Your girl is going to enjoy her night. You guys have a great evening.